give it a minute to see who's available to jump on. I usually go live on Tuesdays, but I'm going live today because I'm starting to feel a little bit better and I just want to jump on and say hi to everybody. See who's available. Oh my god, that was a rough couple of weeks. These things just like, when it rains, it pours, you know? So I'm gonna try to go to bed early. It's 8:52 where I am. I'm gonna try to go to bed at 9:30, read a little bit, go to sleep, and just have like a restful evening. Hi there. I don't know who's joined me, but say hi. I have been out of commission for like 3 weeks now. Hi AJ, how are you? It's nice to see you. I was so sick. You can hear it in my voice. I'm still sick, but this is me getting better. It was a rough few weeks. Yeah, I'm stuffed up. I'm still stuffed up. The congestion and the fatigue were the two biggest symptoms I had from this cold. It was really bad. The fatigue set in last Friday, like 2 Fridays ago. I dropped the kids off at school and I got home and I couldn't move. And like by the middle of the day, I realized I was like, I can't move. I can't do anything. I can't get up. I can't move around. I'm exhausted. So that was when I realized I was getting sick. And that's how I felt like this since like 2 Fridays ago. I've been fatigued, extremely fatigued, stuffed up, the coughing, the sneezing, luckily not much like muscle ache or headache or anything like that, but fatigue and congestion, coughing, sneezing, having to take Dayquil during the day regularly and NyQuil at night so I can sleep. And it's been almost 10 days of this. And I'm just starting to feel better, so I wanted to jump on and say hi. It's been terrible. Yeah, you know what? Um, yeah, I think so. I think um I have a very unhealthy mindset of feeling like I need to earn rest. Like after I do this, and then I can rest, which isn't healthy. Um, so I feel like a lot of things have happened this year that have caused me to slow down, and I'm starting to um, appreciate a slower pace of things. So I think my body is telling me to slow down. What are my thoughts on black people robbing and killing? Um, Sickness no longer serves me. Hi, Chris. Um, what are my thoughts on black people robbing and killing? Um, I think crime has its place in society. You know, there's never been a society that has been crime free, and every society has had its way of containing crime. Um, so, I mean, a specific demographic participating in criminal activity is not um, anything to anything noteworthy. I think what's more important to discuss is how our society creates room for crime and how it manages crime. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try to go to bed early tonight. I really missed you guys. I kept thinking of my YouTube people. I was like, I haven't posted in a while. I was trying to go like every week to post a video every week, and then I fell off, and like on my OF I fell off, and but I literally was so fatigued, like I couldn't even like check messages. The fatigue and the congestion were the biggest symptoms of this flu, and this was after I was bedridden with muscle pain. So it's been a rough few weeks. Nice hair, thank you. I appreciate it. You just subscribed from the UK. Thank you. I was born in England. I was born in Wood Green. And I still have a British passport. I keep it current. Real life first kid. Yeah, luckily I had the minute I felt better, I cleaned the house. Like you came live naturally. No 100 layers of makeup plastered. You look beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I had muscle pain. Oh, Wood Green, Essex. Yeah, yeah. I I I still remember the address of the house I lived in. It was council housing. My parents were immigrants. I remember the address of the house I lived in England. And every so often I check. And then when Google Earth um, was set up, I would like walk, I would virtually walk my old neighborhood. I often wondered what my life would have been like if we had stayed in England. That was a recurring daydream of mine. Um, I have children now, so I would like to get them British passports, but I just don't know how useful that is now after Brexit. Um, so um, we'll see. I'm trying to like organize those thoughts. Hi Hassan. Thank you. Yeah, I had muscle pain, so the AC went out in this house. It's a two-story house, so the heat it was getting to be like 94 degrees in the house. It was we were experiencing a heat wave. And I went downstairs to sleep and I slept on the couch. And sometime in the middle of the night, I would find myself like I would sleep on the floor. Like I would get uncomfortable on the couch, I would sleep on the floor. And I think like a combination of pushing myself too hard at the gym, sleeping on the floor, um, some ab workouts caused me to develop a pulled muscle, like a very um, strained muscle, like right here. The pain was right there. I could still kind of feel some, like a little bit of like a soreness. And I couldn't move out of the bed. I couldn't move out of the bed on Labor Day weekend. I couldn't move. So then I was bedridden Labor Day weekend, and I could feel my throat getting scratchy. And then as soon as I felt better from that, the cold hit. And again, I just couldn't move. I was physically just so fatigued. Um, I'm still fatigued. Like I'm still so tired. very fatigued. But I'm trying to feel better. I'm taking medicine and I'm just like laying low. Didn't go to the gym. Did not go to the gym. I really like your fit and you were beautiful. Thank you, Weston. The pain, yeah, the pain was here. It was in my back. So like any movement I made, I was in pain. So I just rested and a girlfriend brought me Demerol. It didn't help. It made me sleepy. So I slept through most of the pain, but it didn't alleviate the pain. Um, so it's been a very physically challenging couple of weeks, which doesn't happen to me often. Like I'm usually very up and about, very I move around a lot. Like I'm at the gym, I do this, I do that, I walk a lot. You know, but I was just forced to rest these past couple of weeks. What did I do today? I had the kids over the weekend, so I took them to school this morning and I went for a walk and then I got back home and I passed out. I'm still fatigued. I'm still fatigued from this flu. Um, and then this afternoon, I just ran a couple of errands. I went and picked up more Dayquil, and then I picked up some yogurt to snack on, and then I came home and I've just been resting. I haven't been doing much. I have meetings tomorrow at school for the boys with their teachers, so I'm gonna go to bed early and be ready for that tomorrow. Why did I sleep on the floor? The AC was out in the house. It's a 2-story house, so the heat was all upstairs where my bedroom is. I couldn't sleep. So I went downstairs to the living room and I was trying to fall asleep on the couch and I couldn't. So like sometime in the middle of the night, I would just throw the pillow on the floor and sleep on the floor. I have a carpet, so I was sleeping on the carpet, but I think just like I didn't put a blanket down or any padding down. I just slept like I was like trying to rough it. And I paid the price. I paid the price. But you're welcome, Gary. I'm in this dress, just gonna sleep after this. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for the virtual hug. I need chicken soup. What did I eat today? I've been drinking a lot of black tea with cardamom and honey. That's been kind of helpful. Drinking a lot of water. Um, my mom made soup, and there's my appetite is normal, so I know there's nothing like more underlying happening. My appetite is completely normal, but because I'm sleeping so much, I'm like missing meals, so I'm trying to eat normally so that I don't lose like strength, so I don't lose energy. I was in the army. I've been in Nashville for 56 years. I don't know why YouTube put me in the Ermini. I don't know either, Harry. Chris. Hi. Hi, Diller. Hi, baby. Kiss will play. Just chatting, just hanging out. Sorry, I lost track of a lot of your messages. Yeah, I was roughing it, trying to rough it on the carpet. On the Persian carpet. I was trying to rough it. I mean, in Iran, like, traditionally they would sit on the floor, like they would have back pillows on the floor and they would sit on the floor. Like I remember doing that at my paternal grandparents' house. They didn't have furniture. They had big pillows, very firm pillows, like a headboard, but like a pillow against the wall, and then you would sit on a carpeted floor. Like I remember doing that. My grandpa used to sit cross-legged on the floor. Like everybody sat on the floor. We ate on the floor. Like somebody would cook and then they would put out like a plastic tablecloth on the floor and we would eat on the floor. Like I remember doing that. So like I am not above, sleeping and eating on the floor. So when I went downstairs to sleep on the couch, I just was like uncomfortable. It's not a comfy couch to sleep on. I got the couches, the kids like the couches, but they're not particularly comfy couches to sleep on. So I just threw the pillow on the floor and I slept on the floor. I was like, I'm rugged Persian. I can handle this. And evidently I couldn't. I could not. And my back, oh, it was terrible, terrible pain. It went away. And then I got my kids back from my ex, and my little one ran to me and like jumped on me, and I picked him up, and it immediately came back and it didn't go away. It did not go away. So now I can't like pick them up. I can't like they like it when I rock them to they're grown ass. Like my oldest is 8 and my youngest is 7, and they still demand that I rock them to sleep at night. So I do that, but then they fall asleep in my arms and I have to carry them to their beds. So lately I told them like I can't do that. I can't carry you to your bed. I don't want to like throw my back out again. Not until it's like fully healed. So they haven't been too happy about that. But I can't risk it. That was like muscle pain, body pain is like terrible. Lemon water. How's the hot tub? Hot tub is still broken. The hot tub has turned into a tadpole preschool. The hot tub, I'm not gonna bother with the hot tub. I can't be bothered. We went in it a lot during COVID, but after that, we stopped using it as much. Can I do a trend right now? Low-waisted leggings trend right now? No, I don't follow trends. That's why I like the floor. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah. Like I'll sit cross-legged on the floor sometimes. My dad sits on the floor sometimes, like especially when he's talking because it's just something that we do. Hi Weston. Hi John. Really like your fit. This is just a nightgown. What did I do today? Today I didn't do much. Today I took the kids to school and then I went for a walk at my favorite park and then I came home and I was exhausted. And I passed out and I slept. I'm still fatigued. This cold, I'm just still very fatigued. Who am I? Jonah. I'm Diana, and I talk smack on YouTube. Show the whole dress. Hi, Basharat. Can we be friends? You're starting to be my bro and homie and dude. I don't keep up with the news a lot. Like my parents have the news on 24/7. and I can't, like, it's just overstimulating for me. I can't. Um, and so, I'm aware of what's been transpiring, and um, I don't really have much to comment on what happened to that individual, but um, I know that that individual was like a very influential speaker, and they had a very large platform here on YouTube. And I thought about how in YouTube you can check your analytics and you can see who's watching your videos, like where they're from, their age range, their gender, their um, what videos perform best. And you can start a career that way of picking stuff that people want to hear, and just creating that kind of content whether you agree with it or not. um I understand. I know that my two best performing videos on here are the videos where I talk about going to the swinger club, my swinger club experiences. But that's not all I'm going to discuss here, because I have a different vision for this channel. And although I will continue to discuss those things, like my adventurous lifestyle, it's not all I'm going to discuss. Like, I'm not here just for like clickbait or like for the clicks. I think that's dangerous. Because you can fall off track from who you really are, and saying incendiary things just for the sake of getting clicks and making money is it's just not my style. There's plenty of people out there who are willing to do that and willing to say and do anything to get like to make that kind of money. But and that's a life-changing money that can be made. But um you have to just be careful when you're on a public platform. Rest in peace, indeed. Yeah, I was talking about Charlie Kirk. I feel like I feel sad. He was a dad. Those are his children. Um, as a mom, I feel for the family. I remember when George Bush was president, the second George Bush, GWB. I had a dream about him. I dreamt that I ended up in the White House and I was sitting with George W. Bush, and I said to him, "What do you regret most about your presidency?" I asked him this in a dream. This was like I think I was in college. So this was like 25 years ago. And do you know what he said? He said, "I regret not having more time to spend with the twins, with his daughters." He said, "I regret not having spent more time with my daughters." That was what George Bush told me in a dream. And that's another thing. Like, my kids will always be the priority. I have two boys, and they will always be the priority. Like, I understand I talk about things on here, and but they're going to grow up, and I'm going to tell them, like, I did not want to give up parts of who I am just because I was a mom, or just because I was in my 40s. Like, that's not how I see the future of women and life and freedom. And that's not to say that men are not included in that. Men are also included in that. Um, Men age better. Men age better than women do. Men age better than women do. Men in their 40s and 50s and 60s, um, women in their 40s and 50s and 60s maintaining sexual vitality and enjoying life is a part of my message. And the kids are going to appreciate and understand that. Um, but they're always the priority. So that's why, like, I do draw a line. I draw a line um, as far as like how far I want to take things. Like, my OnlyFans is just me. It's just me in like lingerie, and I might sell like a little bit of like more explicit content on there, which is rare. It's like few and far between. Um, but I draw the line at that. You know what I mean? It's mostly like Playboy Playmate type of stuff. It's not triple X stuff. I don't have a problem with women who are mothers creating triple X content. I don't think that that's, if it's handled properly, um, I think it can be handled properly. I think there's a way to do it that can be handled properly. That's something I cannot cross. That's a line that I care not to cross. Um, but as far as people who are like on mega platforms, like who have like millions of followers, people like Charlie, or people like um, Ben Shapiro, or people like um, people who say a lot of things that they might not necessarily even agree with for the sake of maintaining social media relevancy. um, I think there's like an inherent kind of risk to that. I do. I do. And going back to the comment someone made earlier in the chat, they said, um, someone said something like, what do I think about, what are my thoughts on black people robbing and killing? uh, crime has its place in every society. Crime has its place in every society. There hasn't been a society that didn't have crime. What we call crime, what we now call crime, and what we now have rules against. There are things we have rules against now that we didn't have rules against before. What's going down on my side? Society is messed up. Society's always been messed up. Society has always been messed up. This is what's happening is not anything new. I think it's amplified. On the other hand, I am aware that the Nepalese youth overthrew their government and elected a new leader through a Discord group chat. I was following that. I was following that heavy. I was following that heavy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. They overthrew their government because the government minister's kids were on Instagram showing off their lifestyles of the rich and famous. And people on the ordinary people were like, what the fuck? You know, these people are living these lifestyles while the ordinary citizen can barely get a job. So how did the government respond? They cut off social media. They cut off social media access to the regular folk. And then tensions just continued to brew. And the youth took over. They burned buildings. They burned down buildings. This is not anything new. But in Black society, it's a bit more common. Who's to say that? We have statistics to back that up. The Romans, I'm a huge ancient Roman history fan. The Romans had their gladiator fights, right? They glorified violence. The Romans glorified violence. They glorified war. They had a god of war, Mars, and they prayed to Mars before every battle. It was glorious to die in battle. It was glorious to win a battle. It was glorious to go to war. It was glorious for them to acquire lands and invade other countries and bring back, the spoils of war. That was glorious for them. They celebrated it. They loved it. We today say war is bad, right? War has casualties. War has all these horrible consequences. But the Romans loved it. They loved it. They loved that shit. And then when there was no war, they had to recreate that. They had to contain that kind of bloodlust that the Romans had. So they maintained gladiator fights to watch people fight each other. And that was what kind of helped contain the Romans' bloodlust and desire for glory in times when there was no war to be fought. So they were into it. They were into it. These were human people. These were human beings, regular people, regular folk, nothing special, humans. They loved violence. They loved it. Humans like violence. We like violence. Nothing's changed. I don't think anything's changed in us. We like violence. Humans like violence. We like it. But now we call it a sin. It's a sin or a crime. It's a sin now. It's a sin. Thou shalt not murder. Was that one of the first of the 10 commandments? So now murder is a sin. So now we cannot admit that we like violence anymore. So then we have to stuff it in ourselves, right? And we can no longer talk about it. And then it comes out in these ways. And then we say there's something wrong with that person. We like it. We like it. People like it. Oh my God, I'm so thirsty. What time is it in my country? I'm in the eastern United States. It's 9:26. Be a whole Chris, I miss you. That's it. That's my TED Talk. People like violence. That has not changed. Society is not getting any worse. I think it's just cracking through a facade. What's my favorite film? Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Terminator 2, Judgment Day is my favorite film. Followed closely by Midnight in Paris, which is fabulous. It was really good. It's really good for like my more romantic side. Adrian, exactly. Violence is a part of human behavior. My dad is a real cinephile. Like, my dad is obsessed with cinema, like real cinema. You know what I mean? Like, he made me sit down and watch like 60s and 70s European directors like Fellini and all this stuff. And he made me watch Space Odyssey 2001 by Stanley Kubrick. And there's a scene where a bunch of apes find a lake, a water well, like a lake, a thing of fresh water. And they're enjoying the water. Like, the water is a resource, right? And they're enjoying this resource. Then another clan of apes comes and they start fighting over this lake, over this resource. And the ape leader of one gang kills the ape leader of the other gang. And I'll never forget my dad saying, "That's the history of human civilization." I'll never forget it. And he's right. He's right. He's right. Damen. Am I with my family? No, my kids are with their dad tonight. I miss them when they're with their dad. The house is so quiet when they're not here. My little babies. I love them so much. But yeah, that's life. That's life. What are we still doing? We're still fighting over resources. We go to war over resources. What else do we go to war over? We don't go to war for anything else. We go to war over resources. We don't go to war for just causes. We go to war over resources. Well, my dad is a 51-year-old East European construction man and a very violent man. Yesterday he beat a drug guy in the bus for looking at him. dad can beat someone up at age 51. My ex-husband was a karate black belt at a very young age. But, you know, life goes on and he was like out of shape. He was very out of shape. But I did see him kick someone's ass. Like this much younger guy who was trying to get into a fight with my cousin. And my ex did a couple of, he had the muscle memory, you know, he was out of shape, but he had the muscle memory. And he absolutely, like, I saw the kicks he did. And he ended up landing the heel of his shoe right here on the other guy's eyebrow, and like all this blood started gushing out, and the kid like gave up and went away. And then there was a group of like Arab kids there. Where were they from? I don't remember where they said they were from. And they were like, we didn't know what was going on, but because nobody asked for help. Why didn't you ask for help? They go, we were packing. They all had guns on them. And they were like, why didn't you ask for help? If you would have asked for help, we would have stepped in. And I was like, thank God I didn't ask for help. Who knows what would have happened? He's 6 foot tall, 121 kilos, ex-wrestler. Beautiful way to flaunt your life. Yeah, you know, people with physical prowess, men with physical prowess, have a exalted place in our society. We still watch MMA. We still watch boxing. We still watch contact sports. We still watch we still applaud men and more now women with physical prowess. We applaud that. We still applaud that. We applaud those skills in our society. Every society does that. Every country does that. Every country applauds someone with physical prowess. Like Iranians are heavy into wrestling. It's a classic sport in Iran, is wrestling. They're heavy into wrestling, and they're heavy into weightlifting. Heavy. Everyone's into it. Everyone is into applauding people with immense physical prowess. Everybody's into that. I don't know how's America, but we live in UK, and here it's a jungle. Thank you, Yasser. Shukran. Welcome back, Diana. Thank you for having me. If we were electronics, you would be a phone and I would be your charger. You know what's happening in the US? People are more easily agitated. Like, people used to not get so easily agitated. But now it seems like people in the States are a lot more easily set off. They're a lot more easily triggered. Like, and people don't seem to have any issue with acting out in public. So there's more like people are more likely to like create a scene and or like be highly offended by something, or and get into arguments about that sort of stuff. Like I've heard about people who cut off family members because they voted differently from each other. Like um so people, I feel like, are a lot more stressed out. People are a lot more triggered, people are a lot more stressed out. um and that, I don't know what the tipping point is. I don't know. I mean, like, America is such a big country that, like, people spilling into the streets for protest or to call for revolution, like, it doesn't quite have the same effect as it does in, like, France or England or um, smaller countries. I have three Labubus. I didn't buy them outfits though. I bought Labubus for the kids. I think they're cute. I love you too, Dipty. Is Trump stupid? I don't think Trump is stupid. I don't think you can be president of the United States twice by being stupid. I I have learned to not underestimate anybody. Don't underestimate anybody. Don't ever assume that someone is stupid. Don't ever assume that somebody doesn't know what they're doing. He is not stupid. He's not stupid. He is a divisive person. He's a controversial person. He is not a stupid person. You love when I talk. This is not my voice. This is not my voice. I suspect a civil war in America. That's the thing. The issue here is that who's gonna fight who? Like, Americans don't want to fight other Americans. And the thing is, like, it's very difficult for, because the differences are ideological. So, like, Miami, for instance, is red. Like, it turned red. Like, I believe we voted very red, like very Republican. I don't, but the issue is, like, there are pockets of conservatives and pockets of Republicans all over the country. So, like, how are you going to organize two two groups of people to fight each other? I don't know if I don't think, well, the Roman Empire just decayed. It just kind of, like, lost territories. There was no revolution. It just sort of started to decay. And I think that's what's going to happen to the United States. I don't think that there will be a revolution. I think international influence will start to just decay. Small groups fighting everywhere, right? It's not plausible. It's not. Blood Legion, subscribe to my spicy page. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I was gonna do a YouTube video on bedroom fails, like stuff that's happened in the bedroom that, like, when I embarrassed myself, or when like I saw something that I was like, huh? I swear sometimes I just make these videos to make myself laugh. There's some funny stuff I want to talk about. There's a couple of like funny things I want to bring up, talk about in a video. Mostly at my own expense. I'll be like talking about bedroom fails at my own expense and laughing at myself. Some stuff that's like really funny. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Blood Legion. Um, War is definitely possible. We like it. People like war. People like war. People like violence. You drunk? Why am I talking like that? Well, why am I talking like this? Because I've had a very severe, nasty flu for the past 10 days. This bottle was full. I buy the CVS brand. This bottle was full. It was horrible. And I experienced, my main symptoms were fatigue, but it wasn't COVID. I tested for COVID. It wasn't COVID. Because when I had COVID, I was also very fatigued. But it was fatigue and congestion that were my main symptoms. So that's why I'm talking like this. I'm still very tired. I'm still very, very tired. I lay on my back better than other girls. My nails? Yeah. I'll always keep my nails. I'll go to the nail salon with a mask and make sure I keep my nails fresh. My toes are fresh too. Look at the Taliban in Afghanistan. A bunch of dudes with AK-47s took on the biggest army ever and won. They like it. But anyway, on this topic, I can so see a civil war happen, unfortunately. Are you sick? Yeah. Are you trans? No, I'm not trans. I am not trans. My pronouns are that bitch. Don't make me laugh. It hurts. Don't make me laugh. Now I'm gonna be blowing snot out of my nose. I gotta go get a tissue. That was funny. I'm not. Oh my God, this is miserable. I keep waking up hoping that I'll be cleared. I won't be congested. And I just keep waking up like tired and congested. I'm just like praying for this to go away. Am I really a child or pretending to be one? I look like Hank's wife from Breaking Bad. I got that once before. I did get that once before, that I looked like Hank's wife from Breaking Bad. Someone said that to me once before. Who said that? Someone did say that once. Who said that? I can't remember who said that now. Someone did say that once. That's so funny. Yeah, those dishes suspiciously close to my bathroom's right there. I went to the bathroom. Hope you feel better. Thanks, Rich. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. I missed you guys too. I missed you all. Am I barefoot? Yeah, I'm barefoot. I'm always barefoot at home. But yeah, I really missed you guys. I really missed my YouTube fam. Talking smack here. How do I prove I'm barefoot here? Yeah, I missed you guys. I was just so sick. Yeah. I'm gonna take some of this. Yeah. I'll pour it here. I'm dressed really nicely for someone that's sick. This is a nightgown. This is just a nightie that I bought at TJ Maxx for $12.99 that I've had for like 5 years probably. It's just comfortable to wear. Okay, cheers. My NyQuil. Oh, okay. I couldn't find anything stronger than NyQuil. I don't know. It's severe. I didn't know what else to take. What about my feet? Don't make me laugh. hope you feel better. Make yourself some chicken soup and take some NyQuil. Try to get some sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I just took my NyQuil. Anything underneath? No. I get too hot at night. I get like super hot at night. And then if I get hot, I wake up. It disrupts my sleep. So this is like perfect to sleep in. Hello, Nicholas. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you for coming along and listening to me. It was my scratchy throat. Listening to me opine on war and violence and the current state of our society. Hi, Ben Daniel. I appreciate you all spending time with me. I really do, as always. You're so funny. Do I have a parting message? Parting message is stay healthy, stay sexy, life's short. That NyQuil hit me. The NyQuil went straight to my head. And just take care of yourselves and take care of your loved ones if you have any. You know, kindness is not to be kind is not expensive. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go to sleep. I have school meetings tomorrow. I have school meetings tomorrow, so I will go to sleep. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Blood Legion. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I love you all very, very much. I will try to jump on again tomorrow at my usual 7:30. I'll try. Please stay safe and healthy, please. I love you all.